How do I push through the in-betweens of progress? Feeling super uncomfortable and super beginner. So I already see that there's something new that you want to discover, or there's something new that you want to try out. I think this question came in the perfect timing because I am so new to all this YouTube stuff. I feared about doing it for a long time because I never felt I was good enough or that I could create the right content to get views and all that. The first step you have to realize, if you want to progress, you have to be uncomfortable. And that also means that you have to be on your feet at all times. If you are in an uncomfortable place, you have to be more aware, right? You have to be more focused so that you don't get hurt in the process. I feel very uncomfortable in the beginning when I was doing YouTube because I was like, this is so odd. I'm just like no makeup and talking to my phone. But I realized this is what I want to do, period. You have to figure out this new endeavor that you're doing that you feel super a beginner in. You have to give yourself a chance first. And the thing I like about what I'm doing is that it's so raw, it's so honest. Not a lot of people do things like this, and that's also why I wanted to do it too, because I want to show the world that these talks matter just as much as other stuff, unnecessary stuff that I see on YouTube. I'm just like, there's just so many things you could be learning, and there's so many experiences people could share, but you have to get over that uncomfortable part of how you feel in order to grow. Give yourself that title like, oh, I feel like a beginner. That's not good, because it makes you feel that, oh, I don't know anything. But if you want to do something right, you do the research. You figure out the way you want to do it, and then you just fucking do it. That is the best way to begin anything. Uncomfortable and being scared and embarrassed and all these things. Of course, you will have these thoughts when you begin something new, such as beginning a new job, beginning a new school. All these things that were once uncomfortable will be comfortable. Why? Because you practice it, you keep doing it, and you keep being consistent. That is the number one thing pushing me to do this YouTube. Is I told myself every single day I will answer an advice from someone and I will make a video. And I'm not attaching any crazy edits to this video because I want it to be about our conversation and I don't want it to distract about anything. If you are starting something new, you need to make a plan for yourself so that you get out of that uncomfortable situation, because when you start making a plan or a list, in your head it becomes a system, and you need to develop this system so that it's consistent. And every time you do something over and over and over again, right, it becomes easier and you get used to it, and that's exactly what you need to do. So when I first started modeling, I was a nervous wreck. I was shaking in my boots because I was that nervous. So what did I do? I just kept shooting. I just kept pushing myself, and the more I did it, the easier it became, and I became a pro at it. Like, it's second nature to me to just turn on like the camera. And it's just years of experience of fucking up, of being scared. You have to allow yourself to feel these emotions and to recognize that those feelings are part of you growing. If you feel like a beginner, why not search for a mentor, someone who has experience in what you're trying to pursue? Or why don't you, go on the internet and do your own research on what you want to pursue and get more information? We feel uncomfortable when we don't have all the information, right? All the facts straight and everything that it requires for whatever you're trying to pursue. And once you get that, it's going to become easier, because you're like, oh, okay, I can do this. Yeah, I can do this. And the more you keep saying, I can do this, and you actually do it, it's going to become second nature to you. And then you just keep going. And I understand as a beginner, you're going to hit like a boop, you're going to hit something, right? And then you'll be like, uh-oh. And then you might take 10 steps back. But it's okay, because you can always move forward with growth. If you ever experience really bad experience, as a beginner, and you're like, oh shoot, I don't know if I should do this, it's just one experience. It doesn't account for everything else that you could possibly do. I think that is a beautiful thing to remind yourself that is just one experience. I've had one shitty model experience and I thought, ooh, you know, I cannot be in this industry, but look at me now. I rose above that incident. I talked about it. I called them out. I did everything I could, you know, to release that trauma, including really standing up for myself as a model, because that's something I did not do. I let people walk all over me. I let them push me, and now I don't stand for any of that bullshit. I am very assertive, you know, and I have very strong boundaries with people, so that doesn't happen again. Beginner in something, you need to learn how to communicate how you feel to somebody, and you can't let anyone just walk all over you just because you're a beginner or a novice. It doesn't devalue you than someone who's very experienced. You're both human, you know, you're just on different levels, and it's fine. You can get to that level if you want to, but you need to work hard, and you need to find people who have similar mindsets to you. Maybe there is someone else in your life who is beginning in the same endeavor. Why not talk to them and talk about your struggles? It always helps to share your struggles, because that vulnerability is uncomfortable, right? But the more you keep talking about those uncomfortable things and these uncomfortable conversations, it just opens your mind, and it helps other people open their mind to realize, oh, I guess it's normal, you know, I'm not all alone. So I suggest you do that. And you know what? Progress is progress. Even if you did like a little thing for the thing you want to do, it's good. I'm so glad you did it. You know, it's better than not doing anything. I love this book called Atomic Habits. This basically said that the little changes that you do are going to make a big impact one day. You know, like me doing these videos every single day, I know in the future it's gonna make a big impact. I just can't see it yet, and that's fine because I'm focusing on the bigger picture. And the bigger picture right now is that my YouTube is growing one by one, and I'm so happy to know that. And my content is actually really good and is very valued, and people actually want my advice and they thank me. And you know, they say all these wonderful things, and I'm just like, wow, you know, I'm not only doing this for myself because I just love to do this, I'm a healer, but I'm doing it for someone else who needs help. And I feel like if you're starting something new and you're a beginner and you feel uncomfortable, you have to remember your purpose, because that is way more important than you feeling uncomfortable. If you really want to help somebody, you're going to be uncomfortable because you might not know how to deal with a situation, but what do? You listen, you provide support, you empathize with them. Uncomfortable goes away because you start connecting, and that's what you need to do. You need to learn how to genuinely and authentically connect with what you want to do. And that power, that passion, it's so empowering that you're going to forget about being uncomfortable and all the bad things that came with it. You're gonna start focusing on, wow, you know, I'm actually doing this. I quit my job to do this. I can't believe, you know, all these things. Only going to be worth it if it is your true purpose and you absolutely love what you are going to do, right? And even if you don't know how you feel about it yet, that's okay. But if you have the ambition to get better, to improve, and to learn and to unlearn things, you are going to be great at what you do. Because in any single job, what you really need is communication, right? You need to communicate how you feel. You also need awareness. You need to understand how you feel in that environment, you know, and then you have to study yourself in any kind of job or environment and see what things make you feel happy, what things make you feel like you're doing a good job, you know, maybe change your work environment a little to make it more comfortable for you. For me, I'm not doing all those like crazy effects and YouTube things. Like I can learn, I can buy the program, but I'm not into that because for me, it takes away from the quality and value of what I have to say, because this is just a velvet background I bought in LA, and it was very cheap. I have 2 ring lights here, one I've had for 4 years and one I just bought because I like the way the color is. And you know, just work with what you have. And you know what, it may not be like how other people's videos are, how other people's lives are, what other people's jobs look like, but still something you made out of nothing. And the fact that you can do that is already so inspiring that I need you to acknowledge that you are coming from nothing, you know, and you're trying to build something. You are doing something amazing. You're basically creating new life and new knowledge into this world. And we need more of that. We need more of that than sheep. We need trailblazers. Thinking about this question makes me understand that you are a trailblazer. You want to make change, but you're uncomfortable. But it's okay. It's part of the process. You will get used to it. I started out, I didn't even know I was going to be a professional model or independent model. I was just doing it for fun, and I felt like it was my calling at that time, and I was experimenting and exploring and doing all these crazy things that led me here. And you know what? I'm so fucking grateful for all the uncomfortable shit I had to go through, because when I look back, I'm like, hell no, I will not be that girl again. Sometimes you're just going to have to learn through your mistakes, and it sucks, I know, but this is life. This is the reality. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything for you, because life is hard when you make it what you want and you actually can manifest what you want because you believe so hard in yourself and the work that you do and the value that you bring. You can accomplish anything, my love. And honestly, that is the most empowering thing you could do in this world. And I can't tell you how blessed I am to live this life. And I wish you the best of luck, because being uncomfortable, getting rejected, is part of you growing, and it's part of you becoming an adult and realizing like, oh shit, you know, I gotta step up my game, or like, I have to keep going. And the answer will always be keep going. Do not stop for anyone, for anything, for any shit that you experience in your life. Do not stop. Keep going no matter what you face, and you will have everything you want, you know. And it may not be everything you pictured, but it's the unexpected blessings that you get from it all that you're really going to cherish and remember in a time like this. You know, we're in a pandemic, and it's like the little things that I remember. You're gonna be okay. Love you. Thank you.